Well, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. It is so awesome to be back with you guys again. I just figured I would take a video and maybe explain a little bit as to why I've been gone. No, it's nothing tragic. Yeah, it's not really anything tragic. But hoping that my absence might resonate with you guys, and maybe we can learn something over the course of this video. I don't know. Just gonna feel some things out here, like doing some plucking and getting some face scratching in. How's that sound? Pretty good? That's what I like to hear. I'm glad I can audibly hear you say that this sounds good to you. So, honestly, I don't even know the last time that I posted a video, if I'm just being honest. I know it's been some time, and to be quite honest, I felt really bad about not uploading, and I know that my channel was, gaining traction. There we go. And then I kind of just fell off the face of the planet, and sometimes we all just need space, right? Space from other people, space just from space to decompress the stresses of life. And I am by no means saying that my life is bad or that my life is rough, because in hindsight, it's really not. I am so incredibly blessed. I can't even explain to you. But I don't want to downgrade the severity kind of what I've been feeling, because it has been a lot, but comparatively to so many other people's stories in the world right now, with Ukraine and just so much. I feel like my story is so little, and in many ways, I don't want to say inexcusable for leaving, but that's kind of how I feel, So let's just chill here. Let's chill here in this moment together. You and I, we're just gonna relax here. If you hear something in the background, it's probably might be my humidifier. Obviously, as you can tell, this is coming. This is happening. It's rough, but I'm working on it, and I feel older. And I know with the flannel, I kind of look like I'm about ready to go chop some lumber up, but I'm not, because I'm not that cool. By the way, you should subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe, and smash that like button. Take your finger and go smash the like button. Smash the subscribe. Yeah, so my buddy said, "Hey man, I'm growing out my beard." I said, "That's awesome." He said, "You should do it with me." I said, "I don't know about that." And And finally he convinced me. And so about 2 days went by, and I was touching it up, and I shaved it too low, and I just had to do it. I had to restart it. So this will be 8 weeks this Friday that I've kind of restarted the whole beard thing here. And why am I doing it? I guess just to do it with him. But also because I've never done it. And I think sometimes you should do things that you've never done before. I really do. The fact is like, this beard is not like permanent. Like, I'm probably not going to keep it forever. But it's something different. It's something that I've been able to focus on that's kind of kept my mind off other things, you know? And I look at myself in the mirror and I want to say that I kind of feel like a different person. And truth be told, I kind of do. I don't really recognize myself with this. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. It just means that I'm doing something different, right? And difference. Doing things different is sometimes exactly what you need to kind of get a grip. Get a grip on what's going on. We're all living the same reality here, but how we're living it is just so different. I had something happen in my life a couple months back. Well, more than a couple. About a half a year ago. And it kind of altered the course of my life. I don't really want to go into that, but it was great. And the thing was it was painful, right? The growing sometimes is painful. I would say some of the best growing is the painful growing. It's the one that you don't necessarily the best growing is the growing that you don't really want to do at a surface level, but it's what you know that you need to do, right? Like, there's surface level changing, and then there is a deep soul conscious changing that takes place. And I would say physically the beard has been a way for me to say I'm doing something different, right? Not that I'm being a different person, but that I'm doing something different. I'm the same guy, I'm just doing something a little bit different with myself that others might have suggested I done. And it's okay to take people's suggestions. I was talking to a buddy, and he was having a really tough time interacting with people. And there was issues that he was having in interacting with people. And that's just part of life. And he said that sometimes he knows that he's the problem. And that's a really powerful thing to agree that you are the problem sometimes. Not necessarily the problem, but what somebody might think of you is actually true, and you don't really like it. And they say something, and you take it to heart. And you may or may not do something different with your life because of something that they said to you. People who say hurtful things might actually say things that in hindsight, could actually increase who you are as a person. Learning from the people who actually hurt you sometimes is the best kind of learning, right? You go to a therapist, emotional or physical, and they push your body, or they push your mind and your heart, and they stretch it and they tear it and they hurt you, right? Sometimes the best growing is the painful kind of growing. So moving off into something a little lighter here. Sometimes you just have to be lazy. Stepping back from things and restarting is sometimes the best idea. And you may not think that you're getting much accomplished, but you're accomplishing something as long as you're stepping back for the right purpose, right? Something is being accomplished. Even if nothing is being accomplished. That's a really weird thought, so let me kind of unpack that. I was sitting down for a while. I was coming home, and I was decompressing by just watching TV for once, and like shows. I watch YouTube a lot, but like actually watching some shows. And it was interesting because I knew in those moments that whatever I was watching, I would come out into reality. And in some good ways and some bad ways, I was taking some of those things that I learned or heard in the show and was kind of taking it with me. Some good, some bad. But it was allowing me to escape, I guess, in a different way. I have a TV. I don't have cable. I just watch stuff on my subscription channels that somebody else is paying for. I just happen to be on the account. Just how it be sometimes. Anyways, you what you can do, how do I say this? There's ways to decompress. There's ways to deal with like a trauma or an issue. And you don't always have to decompress the same way. I don't know. I feel like I should elaborate on that. I think that could be really good. You don't always have to decompress doing the same things that you've always done. For instance, I wrote 2 singles, recorded 2 singles, and flatlined. And I'm at a standstill with these 2 singles and my music. I didn't know what to do. And I'm trying. And I'm still not getting the result that I want. But I had to take a perspective break. I had to generate some different emotions that I may have been setting to the side, and decompressing in ways that I really haven't done before. Like watching TV and sitting on the couch and just doing nothing. Like get home from work and just sit. And it was really weird to me. That's something I'm not really used to doing. And I'm so glad that I did. It took me longer than I wanted it to. But it is what it is, you know. We take life truly one day at a time. And we only have 24 hours in a day. And it's really important on how you spend those 24 hours. You may not always see how important it is now, but how we spend our time now is going to make a really big difference on how we're going to spend our time later. And sitting down and thinking about things other than myself and my issues and venting them in through a manner that somebody else is talking, right? Watching TV, listening to podcasts, things like that, of the sorts. It stopped me from thinking some of my thoughts. Those thoughts that I was so used to thinking. I really hope this is all making sense. I hope to reel it back in here soon. I'm kind of just going right now. I hope you're okay with that. I hope you're okay with that. And one thing that I'm really starting to figure out is, oh, it feels so good. Is we only have a set time here on Earth, right? It's important. We don't have to live it perfectly, but it's important that we have at least a good grasp of what we're doing. Because if you have a grasp of what you're doing, you have a lot less of a chance of missing out. If that makes sense. If you're here in the moment, right? Like you're listening to this video, watching this video, listening to this audio. This was recorded at a date and time in the past. And you're listening to it in the future. And I just want to be edifying in what I say and in what I do, and to lift up people. That's what edifying is to lift up people. And what the ASMR community has done for me for so many years. And I guess I could say that I have an ASMR testimony, because I kind of do. And I'll maybe share that at a later time. I was talking to somebody, and I said, I am just so tired of wasting time, of wasting hours and minutes in accomplishing nothing. Like there's difference between wasting time and throwing time away. I think maybe. I'll have to think about that. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to throw time away. But it's natural that I fail in that endeavor, right? It's natural that we fail in some of our endeavors. Scratch, 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 scratch. So, I guess what I'm saying to you is, be aware and conscious of the hours that you're here, the hours that you're awake. And be in the moment is what I'm really trying to do. Be in the moment. In this moment. Like, if you're watching this video 20 minutes in, I applaud you, because not very many people are. And I thank you for your time if you're watching this. Whether or not I know you or whether or not I don't. I just want to do something for you, right? Like, these videos are more about giving back to a community that's done something for me. And it makes me feel like I am using my time wisely. Making these videos and talking. It's a really powerful thing to do. Technology is so powerful. We could get into all this blah, 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 blah. But I truly appreciate the time that you spend with me. Like I said, it's not like it's a lot of you. But for those of you who stick around, I do this for you. I really do. Out of my embarrassment sometimes as well, like on my last video, which was like an introduction to a onesie club. And I don't know. I know it made some of you guys laugh, and so if it makes you laugh, if it just edifies you in some way, it's totally worth it. And so, all that to say, I hope that you have a wonderful sleep. Really do. Oh, hiccup. And I hope that I might have given you some perspective that I said I hope to give you whenever I first started the video. You have a purpose. You have a purpose. You have a purpose. Whether or not you know it or not, I don't know. That's okay. It's okay. If you're 25 and you don't know your purpose, if you're 24 like me and you're still kind of questioning things, it's okay. If you're 53, kind of weird if you're 53 watching my videos, but if you are, that'd be super cool. If you're 53 and you're still kind of questioning things and you're still trying to figure things out, it's totally okay. I was talking about that with somebody. It is okay not to have it all figured out. To have direction. You don't always need to have direction. And the Titanic with Leonardo DiCaprio. Whenever he's sitting around the table with those really rich people, and he's basically just like, yeah, last night I was sleeping under the bridge, and now I am here on the Titanic. He was really living one day at a time. And you could tell, you could just tell in his character that he was really there in that moment. He wasn't in yesterday. He wasn't in tomorrow. He was there. He was grounded. And he was doing something and making something of his time in the present. So I challenge you to make something of your time in the present, my friend. I love you. Every single one of y'all. And I hope that you have a great sleep. And as always, good morning, afternoon.